Grubby fans, and welcome to another episode of Movies Should Be Fun.
Movies should be fun. Movies should be fun. Movies should be fun. Movies should be fun. Movies should be fun, yeah!
Okay, Grubby people, today we're talking about The Predator. Not Predator, we talked about Predator in great detail. Predator is a fantastic movie. Predator is one of the best fun movies of all time. Go and see Predator. No, today we're talking about The Predator, because you can't call sequels numbers anymore. That's too obvious. If you're thinking, I'd like to watch some Predator movies, I wonder where I'll start. Predator, I suppose. No, do I start at The Predator? It's all so hard. Predators obviously isn't first. Predator 2, I know where that goes. Bring back movie numbering, people. It's not bad. It's nothing to be ashamed of. You're making several of these films. Just number them. You can put a tagline afterwards, like Star Trek did. Not anymore, but Star Trek used to do, back when it was real Star Trek. Star Trek, the motion picture. That's Star Trek 1. Star Trek 2, The Wrath of Khan. Star Trek 3, The Search for Spock. Star Trek 4, The Voyage Home. Star Trek... We're not talking about Star Trek. We're talking about The Predator. I had such hopes. I was holding out hopes. I knew I probably shouldn't, but I was doing it anyway, because this film was to be directed by Shane Black. Shane Black, generally speaking, makes movies that quite a lot of people like. Some people don't, but people like them. Kiss Kiss Bang Bang. That's a pretty good film. Iron Man 3. But it's not bad. It's still a fun film. Plus, Shane Black was in Predator. Shane Black is one of the guys in Predator. I don't just mean he walks down the background. He is one of the main army dudes in Predator. Surely he must have some reverence, some appreciation, some deep understanding about what it means to make a Predator movie because of these things. Shane, why? Why did it suck so badly? Cutting to this chase. This movie really sucks. This movie, well, I won't say if it was fun or not, because movies can suck and still be fun. I'll save that to the end. This movie is bad. This movie is very bad. Apparently a large section of the end was reshot. And I thought, I wonder if it would be interesting if, was it a studio? No. Was it actually a good film? Apparently the original ending had good predators riding tanks, so no, it wasn't. Very quick plot summary, because there really isn't a point. A predator crashes on Earth after a fight with another predator. He gets captured by a lab, a military secret lab, which is inexplicably in the same location as a, veterans hospital / jail for disturbed ex-veterans. Yeah, put those two together anyway. The predator gets out, obviously. He starts killing and maiming all around the lab. That bit's kind of good in an action sense. There is a joke that does land when the sort of scientist guy's like, yeah, we named it a predator. Yeah, fuck yeah. And it's funny, but it's only funny because it is funny, sort of independently as a quote. In context of his character in the film, it's stupid. So it gets out, starts causing mayhem. Olivia Munn is a botanist sort of person brought in by the government to help out. A biologist, not a botanist, that wouldn't make any sense. She's not bad. The character's not quite as terribly written as some of the others. And yeah, she's probably about the only good thing in this film. And that's not saying an awful lot because they haven't done much with her character either. And you have this bus full of sort of disturbed PTSD ex-vets. You've got Thomas Jane, who I also really like in his Punisher movie. That's a really good movie, very underrated. I like the Punisher movie with Thomas Jane. But he's a guy with Tourette's who just says sweary stuff at inappropriate times. I don't really get offended. This didn't offend me. It just baffled me. It was like, okay, this is funny. Yeah, is it funny? Or is it shit? This is the humor. This is the funny bit. A man in his 50s blurting out swear words because he has Tourette's. Nothing wrong with having a character with Tourette's. We need more representation of people with all sorts of learning disabilities and such like in films. But this wasn't done for representation. This was done because they thought it was funny. Which it isn't even funny. So it's crap and it's not funny. The other characters, all pretty much equally unfunny. Our main sort of hero character, I can't remember what the actor's name is. I don't even care. I'm not even going to look it up. I mean, he wasn't absolutely terrible, but it wasn't good. I don't blame the actors, really, for most of the crapness of this film. I blame the writing and the directing. I'm sure this group of actors could have probably made a good Predator film. None of them were bad. They were just given a steaming pile of to play with there, and no one wants to play with a steaming pile of... There's a child. A child is going to save the world. Anyway, they battle the predator, they hunt it down, blah, 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 until they run into a giant predator. In Predator, the original film, they had to get a guy as big and powerful as Arnold Schwarzenegger for us to even remotely believe that a man could battle this mighty beast. So in this one, we have an 11-foot predator, so obviously no one could defeat him, right? Well, yeah, of course they defeat him in the end. There's people hanging onto spaceships, there's force shields cutting things in half. It's just rubbish. Oh, God. So this giant predator, it turns out, is hunting the little predator, who's still like 7 foot tall, because he's going to help us. This predator who went running around like shooting people in a lab and maiming people, and not at once sort of holding up a white flag or being like, whoa, guys, I'm here to help. No, here's he to help. There's something in his ship, blah, blah, blah. We go and find it. There's double crossing. The humans aren't doing a very good job of working together. There's a fight scene at the end, blah, blah, blah. He's delivering us a suit of armor that's like a metal predator so we can fight other predators and also global warming. I'm all for a film that introduces political concepts, even if it's not a huge political film. I quite like even a shitty film that's just like, oh, we know there's stuff going on. But I'm a predator film and global warming because the planet will be too hot and predators will like that, so they'll come here, so here's a suit to fight them. I mean, just... Was this movie fun? No. No, it wasn't. It wasn't even so bad it's good. It was so bad that you were just sort of going, oh, why? It wasn't badly made. You know, the graphics are good. You can't make a bad film anymore. Hollywood doesn't make films that look awful anymore, which sort of cuts you... I think it's why a lot of people get confused and think some of these films are good. You see these wonderful computer graphics and these... There's no boom mics, you know, falling into shot. There's no out of focus bits. It all looks polished and professional. People think, whoa, this is a good film. It's not a good film. It's a rubbish film. I've seen films with far worse production that are far better films. Good production doesn't make a good film. This film is terrible. Watch it if you kind of feel like letting all your dreams inside die. At first I was really disappointed that they didn't manage to get Schwarzenegger back for this, because I think him continually coming back as a Terminator in more and more films that continually ignore all the other films but are also bad or not great. Kind of, okay, they can explain it's old, it's flesh, and he's getting old, he's been here for a while, but really it's getting a little stretched as to why he's now 70. A Predator movie could work perfectly with old Schwarzenegger. Oh, this thing's come to Earth to hunt us. Has anyone dealt with one of these before? Yes! Fucking Arnold has dealt with one of these before, and he smashed that thing all the way down to a big nuclear explosion. We could ask him for help. I'm glad he said no to this. Apparently there might have been a cameo offer or something. No. I'd love to see Arnold back in a Predator movie, but it's better be a better Predator movie than this. The Predator? No. Predator.
Movies should